Well, here I am again, and I'm in the northern portion of the lower peninsula of Michigan. Last night I arrived and camped on private property. I've got access to that for the next 3-4 nights. So I'm going to hang out. I'm going to explore this area. I've always been curious. So far, it's just as wild and woolly as the UP. I'm in Kalkaska County, which is up in the northern portion. Central, very north central lower peninsula, and the weather is cleared. It snowed on me when I was pitching my tent yesterday afternoon, but it's cleared up and it's really quite beautiful today. Hope this continues. We'll see. I put out a long-term recorder, so I've got that sitting out. It's right there. So there's my long-term recorder, and I've got that set out to record for the next few nights. I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm here. I'm going to be in one place. I never get to Michigan to do research like this, so I'm going to take advantage of it and put out a recorder. It's set up to record for 6 hours a night. It wakes up at 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m., records for 6 hours, and will go back to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it'll do that. If I could leave it out here and I'd do it for the next week. But it'll do it definitely for the next 3 or 4 nights. So I'm going to do it, but it's a real stab in the dark for me because I don't know this place. It's so different from where I usually do my research in Iowa. You know, it's pretty easy to figure out where to put a recorder down there. At least for me in the Cedar Basin, because I know it. But this place, I have no idea. So it's a real stab in the dark. I've picked an area that has some assets that I feel are productive. One is occasional human presence, horse trail. People go by here on horses. I see some sign of that in the trail right now, so I know that it's used. So that's good. There's a trout stream, really, really beautiful trout stream. Just in the direction I'm pointing the camera right now, it took me 3 minutes to walk here. So it's right here. This area is deciduous forest. It's trees that bear mast, good nut trees, fruit trees. It's hardwoods, broadleaf. The other type of forest that I have found here in this part of Michigan is planted pine, so like pine plantation, and it's one species and it goes on forever. So there are these huge areas that are farmed that are just one species, and they're pine. And my feeling is that the Sasquatch would favor this area just because of the diversity of resources. So you've got the water, the fish, the nuts in the trees at different types of year. You've got hickory or different walnut or whatever, different types of nuts to take advantage of. So, and this area that I've been panning, this is where I've got the recorder, of course. You can see pretty well, can't you? So there's good visibility in this area. These woods down here, or up here, are really dense, and it's hard to find a place like this. So, you know, if there is something in the area, maybe I'll be able to pick it up, maybe I'll be able to hear it here, just simply because there's going to be some pretty good sound range, fairly decent, compared to an area that's completely closed in. So it wasn't easy, as I said, a stab in the dark. Who knows? If I were to record something, say on 2 nights, that I strongly associate with Sasquatch, then that would do a lot to bolster my hypotheses that I've had for a few years now, that there are at least 2 million Sasquatch in North America. And that could be pretty conservative. They're so successful. They're dispersed out broadly across the landscape. So, yeah, I think there are that many. And if I happen to record something right here, total stab in the dark, just picking a spot, I have no idea how likely it is, but this place is vast and there's thousands of square miles of just exactly this stuff. It would, in one respect, be a miracle, but in the other respect, if there is activity, then that really would bolster that hypothesis for a high population count in North America. But anyway, so I'll let you go and report back tomorrow, see what's going on. I'm also recording where I'm camped, of course. It's also a pretty good location, so